my 18th birthday was approaching, and she said, if you come in this house one more time after 12 o'clock at night, you're getting out.
Wow.
Now, mind you, Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate birthdays, none of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not only did I come in the house after midnight on my 18th birthday, I came in with a birthday cake.
Oh, they're like,
I had a birthday cake, sat on the top of the refrigerator.
Oh no.
Went upstairs and went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
My mom woke me up.
Oof.
She said, you thought I was playing. Whoever just brought you home, call them and tell them to come back and get you.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Keep It Positive, Sweetie. I'm Renee Hayslett, and today I have with me someone that you guys are, I'm sure, really familiar with, but did not know that is my big brother, Shabazz the OG.
You did.
You know what I'm saying?
You understand
you
me.
understand me.
What's up, baby?
Nothing much. How you doing?
Chilling.
We
Happy
got
to
you
be
all
here.
the way from Miami to rainy Atlanta.
Man, I'd have came from Greece to get here for you. It don't. In Miami wasn't about nothing.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's practically walking distance for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so happy to have you here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we always start the show with a song or a quote, but we actually just said that one of our favorite sayings is, you understand me.
You understand
and it's
me.
all one word.
All one word. You understand me.
You understand me. You understand me.
Yeah.
You understand me.
You understand me.
Oh my gosh. I love you, man, for real.
I love you too.
We
I'm
have
proud of
been
you.
through
I'm
lots.
like beyond, like proud is an understatement. Proud is cliche. Like,
Yeah.
man, you talk about this all the time. Like you said, a lot of people, most people,
Yeah.
unless they're really close and tight with us,
Mm-hmm.
don't understand my and your relationship.
They do not.
And from 2007
Yeah.
to now, like, I'm happy, but I'm not surprised. Because I always, you know, I'm not one of those people who say, yes, I always knew she could do it. We really talked about this 17 years ago.
We did, yeah, we did.
You know, we just didn't know which level you were going to reach, whether it was going to be fashion, whether it was going to be music, but we just knew.
Yeah,
that
we definitely knew.
At that time, Chase was a star.
I was telling Dinorah about my first music name was Chase, and you still call me Face.
I still call it Chase Face.
Chase Face.
Put the face on the back of Chase, but now it's just Face.
Yeah.
This is my face. And people be looking at me like when I do come around, like, whose face?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You have been there from the beginning. In 2007, we met. I was still living in Washington, D.C. You were managing Q Parker from 112 at the time, like doing road management.
Yeah, road managing, yep.
Traveling with him. And I remember us just hitting it off. You just always had this like super dope spirit about you and just super 100, like straight shooter, no sugarcoating, all funny. Like, people don't understand, you are funny.
Somebody told me yesterday I should do stand-up.
Bruh, no, I'm serious. Because some of the stuff that comes out of your mouth, I'm like...
I just be being myself.
Yeah, I know.
I probably freeze up in front of an audience trying to crack jokes because it's not like I'm not trying to be funny.
Right.
That's what it is. I don't be trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I just
be funny.
It just come out funny sometimes.
Yeah. But we met, and I was in a transitional phase in my life where I was leaving Capitol Hill, trying to decide what I wanted to do. And I remember when I decided to move to Atlanta, you all rallied behind me and was like, Chris, whatever you want to do, we got you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm talking about when I tell you guys about the hard time that I had when I moved to Atlanta, this man was one of the people that had my back when I moved here.
No question.
And I thank you for that. I remember I was pursuing music. We went down to Tennessee to do something for homecoming.
Yep.
And you all came down. You've been to my hometown.
To her mama house.
To my mama house.
Daddy house.
Yeah, you've been there.
You dig?
And the family loves you. But it's important to remember the people that were there when it was just a dream and just a vision, you know, and you were one of those people that was definitely there and have been by my side ever since. Most people know you as Shabazz the OG. You are the author of Flip Your Life. You are a speaker. You are the money team motivator and entrepreneur. And you started your career early in the music business as a rapper and radio station intern in high school. And from there, you propelled into promotions, artist booking, road management, and ultimately project manager and consultant, which you've been a consultant in my whole life since I've known you.
I'm everybody consultant. I need a firm at this point.
You do? Oh my God.
I think I need to start a firm.
Yeah, put everybody on retainers.
That's my role.
Yeah,
that is, the problem is I can't. The retainer part is where it gets tricky because everybody I consult with, I love. They're my family.
You're like, I'll give you that for free, right?
Yeah, that's who I am. That's what I do.
So I know we met and our connection came through music initially.
Right.
What was it in the beginning that brought you to music? Because I know you've been in the industry for a minute.
Like it goes all the way back to that internship you spoke about, because that was 18.
Wow.
You know, I wasn't. No, actually, the internship came at 17, because my mom kicked me out the house at 18.
Baz, how you?
I'll get to that,
okay.
but I'm just trying to you know how certain things make you remember certain things.
Yeah.
So the internship came before I was 18 because 18 is when she said we need you to leave. So 17 is when the internship started, but in high school, probably 15, 16 is when I started rapping. Like I was really good at rapping. Like it's funny how life works, because where I am now, I found my purpose. I believe this is exactly, what I'm supposed to be doing, the things that I'm doing now. But at that time, back then, I really, really, really aspired to be a rapper. In those days, an MC. And I was really good. And what happened is we had a talent show at my high school, William Penn High. Me, my group, my DJ, my man Eric Day, DJ Prep, and my man John Hamilton, John Doe. We had a group called the Devastating Three. I was a rapper. And Lady B, who was a very big radio personality at Power 99 FM in Philly at the time, she was one of the judges at the talent show. And afterwards, I was just so smitten with her because she was fine. I'm talking about she had a mink dragging the floor.
Oh wow.
Super slim, pretty. I remember she had on Obsession perfume. Back then Obsession for women was that thing, She had that Obsession on.
The fact that you remember the scent.
Listen, I remember, it's nostalgic. I could smell it right now. I remember that day like it was yesterday. Lady B came in there and shut the stage down. And I will never forget, I ran up to her and afterwards, and we had on the airbrush sweatshirts. Yes. And she signed she autographed my shirt. And I took it right downtown to the gallery to the guy who airbrushed our shirts, because I had on an airbrush shirt. I took it right back. His name was Jay. Took it right back to Jay. Said, yo, I need you to airbrush this autograph. Because I don't need this to come off. And I wish I still had that shirt. But that was the beginning of me getting into the realms of entertainment, because she brought me on as our intern at the radio station. So she had a show called Street Beat. And Street Beat aired every Sunday from 12 to 4. Okay. So every Sunday around 3:55, the last 5 minutes, she would throw on instrumentals and let her Street Beat MCs rap. Okay. And I was one of them. Disco C, Prince Little E, another guy, Flash D. But Flash was in jail at the time, so he wasn't there when I was there. But those were the Street Beat MCs. And I used to rap on the radio every Sunday towards the end of her show, and that's how I got started.
Wow. Listen, I feel like even for me out of college, I got started as an intern. I feel like that's always like the gateway to doing what you really want to do.
Right. That practice.
Yes.
Somebody giving you an opportunity to, to segue.
Exactly. That's so good. And then from there, like, tell me about all the other people that you worked with, because I know you've.
So the whole process was internship with her, and this when I started to meet people. Okay. I started to meet people. Like back then, like I was really meeting This is when I started networking.
Okay.
This is when I learned how to network. I learned how to network from being around so many celebrities at a young age. Like I was really around when LL used to get out the limo with the radio on his shoulder.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes, he would come to the radio station, Power 99. LL would get out. When he was really walking around with his radio, because that was his thing.
Wow.
You know, can't live without my radio. Run DMC, I met back then. MC Light, I met back then. Like I met a lot of people. Jalil from Houdini was the first celebrity phone number I ever got.
Wow.
Like Jalil from Houdini. You know what I mean? That was the first celebrity phone number I ever got. Like, and they just took a liking to me because the person I am now is the guy that I was back then.
Gotcha.
So I never, was never the wear out my welcome type. Was never too hype. Like, people for my benefit gravitated towards me. So after the internship with D, I did try to pursue the music career. I did rap for a while with my partner. His name was Pro, and we was working with another Philly legend, Schoolie D. So we would do shows with Schoolie, open up for him at times. But at the same time, I was in the street.
Gotcha.
So being in the street kind of disrupted the path. That's what I'll say on the surface.
Yeah.
Ultimately and overall, it just wasn't in the cards for me. But if we stay on the surface, the streets kind of disrupted it because Pro ended up going to prison, and then it just kind of fizzled out for me. But then someone who I met during my internship, because now we're gonna go from 17 to about 22. Someone who I met during my tenure as an intern, his name is Troy Shelton. Troy took me under his wing, became my mentor, and introduced me to radio promotions. So I was, every Tuesday, everybody in the music industry know Tuesdays is radio day.
Yeah.
That's when radio promoters go to the stations and try to get their records added and played. And the first project I worked was Floetry.
Oh, wow.
And Ron Isley's Body Kiss album. When he first, actually this was around the time when the Johnson sisters, Kim and Candy, his wife, Ron Isley's wife, they had a song out as well at the time called Ice Cream. So the Floetry, the Johnson sisters, and the Isleys is the first projects that I worked, under my mentor Troy.
Okay.
And from there came radio promotions. Then my first party promotions came in 2003.
Oh, wow.
Out in Milwaukee when we did the Rock the Mic after party. With I did it with Freeway, Fab, the Young Guns, Emilio Spark. Like that was the first big event that I did. I was running around with one of my guys at the time, and he had put me in position to make that happen. And that was my first real party promotion stint.
Yeah.
And then from there, it just those relationships just built. Like that's when I met Fab, 2003. That's when I met Bleak. And now these guys, fast forward, this is family.
Right.
So a lot of my music relationships started from booking them.
Right.
Like my relationship with Trey came from booking him first.
Yeah.
So then, once you start moving around a lot, and again, when you know how to move and you know how to move in and out of rooms and you conduct yourself the right way, people receive you. The more people I met, the bigger the network grew, and here we are.
Here we are.
With a clean face.
Right.
Clean face and a strong name.
See, and that's important. That's
the key.
It is the key.
That's the real key.
Yeah.
To survive, to move through this business with a good name, a clean face.
Yeah.
Everything else can come and go. But once your name is destroyed and your face is dirty, it's done.
It's done. That's so good. Growing up in Philadelphia, I know I'm friends with Meek Mill, and I've heard the stories of what it's like. And I remember you calling it Realadelphia.
Now it's Philadelphia.
Right.
Yeah.
And growing up, you talked about getting into the streets, getting in trouble, getting kicked out. What was it like during that time growing up, and what were some of your challenges as a young Black man trying to grow up in that environment?
So I was born in Cordell, Georgia, about an hour and 45 minutes from here. So my mom went to Philly when I was 14 months. She went back to Georgia. We went back to Cordell when I was in 3rd grade. Then we went back to Philly when I was in 7th grade. So 7th grade is really where I, you know, got implemented and stamped in Philly.
Yeah.
And initially it was very challenging. You know, I'm a country boy. You know, country boy, you know, manners, nice guy, you know, friendly, country accent, you know, Southerner. You know, they used to call me Virginia because I think a lot of guys, that's the furthest south they knew about.
Right.
So they used to call me Virginia at my middle school, Tilden Middle School in Southwest Philly. And it was a little rough in the beginning. You know, I've been jumped, I've been teased, I was beat up, you know, because, you know, I wasn't no fighter. Like I didn't know nothing about, and it was, and Philly was gang infested at that time. And 81, like 81, right when Ronald Reagan got shot. That's when we moved to Philly.
Wow.
I think a couple of days later he had got shot. So like around the time Reagan got shot, it was a big mob war in Philly and gangs were really prevalent. So when we got to Philly, like it was rough for me because it was a different type of transition.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, those same streets that were mean to me became appealing to me. You know? And it turned me into something that I wasn't, but that I had to learn how to be because I was out there.
Right.
You know, to the point where I had a friend of mine, he's deceased now, back in probably 91, because he got killed in 92. He said to my mom, like he was from Brooklyn, and he told my mother, he was like, I don't know why he's out here with us, because he's not like us. You know what I'm saying? He's not, and I wasn't like, I was so different. Like this is, I'm about to say something crazy. I was so different that a lot of guys didn't trust me. They're like, is this nigga the police or something? Because I wasn't disloyal. You know what I mean? I wasn't shady. I was accommodating.
Yeah.
I was honest.
Like he was a little too nice. Like, what's up with him?
If you leave it with me, ain't nothing gonna be missing.
Yep.
All the money, all the work, all the bullets, everything gonna be the way you left it. That's just what it like.
The work, he said everything gonna be just how you left it.
You're not gonna be missing a crumb.
Yeah.
You understand me? So that was different. Like people weren't used to that. They weren't used to that type of loyalty. That because you know the rules of the street, don't trust nobody. You can't turn your back. But I wasn't that kind of person.
Right.
By no stretch of the imagination. So his name was G. G told my mom. G was like, I don't know why he out here with us.
Yeah.
You know, because he's not like us. And I wasn't. Like this guy, he was a different type of individual. You know what I mean? And what I learned in life is people who can't be trusted can't trust.
Come on now.
So it was foreign to see somebody like that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of guys, you know, they just couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
But again, you know, the same streets that were mean to me became appealing to me, which led to me, you know, eventually my mother asking me to, you know, leave her house at 18 because I just got to a point where I just was going to do what I wanted to do, you know, and it was primarily, again, when we get older, you look back at life and you realize why you did certain things.
Yeah.
My mother's, to this day, she still is. She's been a Jehovah's Witness since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
So who I was as an individual, right? Because we tend to think, oh, you a child. Chance Child's place, or you a child, you ain't got no feelings, or you a child, you ain't got no say so. But the thing about kids, they're just smaller sizes of adults. They don't have the same experience, but they're people.
Yes.
They're people with personalities. They're people with feelings.
Yeah.
They're people with ideas. They're people with ambitions. Like these things rest inside of children.
Yeah.
And who I was at my core didn't correlate with the Jehovah's Witness religion. I done liked girls since I was 5. You understand me? Like I was literally attracted to one of my mother's girlfriends when I was 5, 6 years old.
Like,
I was attracted to my first grade teacher, Miss Matt, with the blonde highlights. You know, you know, these are things I remember. You know, but in the Jehovah's Witness religion, you can't have boyfriends and girlfriends. You know, so
I didn't know that. So
yeah, they don't do the same thing in Islam. You don't. It's either husband and wife.
wow.
No boyfriends and girlfriends.
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah, they don't do that. So I couldn't. What's the word I want to use? I couldn't fulfill my desires.
What I wanted to do, I couldn't do it. So
Yeah,
let me get out of this Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah. So I wanted to play sports. Like I come from my father's side of the family, athletes.
Jehovah's Witness can't play sports either?
Because probably now the religion is a little bit more lenient, but back then it was like anything that was outside the scope or the congregation or the affiliation of the religion was deemed bad association.
Wow.
So anything that wasn't necessary to do, you weren't really allowed to do. I had to go to school,
Yeah.
but I didn't have to be on the basketball team.
Right.
I had to go to school, but I didn't have to be on the football team. You know, so my mother didn't allow me to do those things. And my father, you know, he used to be upset because I was a natural athlete. My father used to be so angry because he saw it. He was an athlete. My Uncle David was an athlete. My brother Scott, athlete. I come from a family of athletes on my father's side. And he saw it and he wanted that for his son so bad.
Yeah.
But my mom wasn't having it. So at 17, you know, the older I got, just the more rebellious I came because I could no longer contain who I was as an individual.
Right.
Like you're really hindering me. Like
So I gotta,
I'm a very likable guy. You know, I want to dress nice. These girls, these womans like me, and I like these womans. I like these womans, and you're standing in my way now.
Get out the way.
You got a serious roadblock up here, Mom.
Yeah.
And you know, I had that internship with Lady B, and I used to be at the radio station, you know, with her and events, and you know, I was just enjoying that. And my mom told me, she said, listen, my 18th birthday was approaching, and she said, if you come in this house one more time after 12 o'clock at night, you're getting out.
Wow.
Now, mind you, Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate birthdays, none of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not only did I come in the house after midnight on my 18th birthday, I came in with a birthday cake.
Oh, and they're like,
I had a birthday cake, sat on the top of the refrigerator.
Oh no.
Went upstairs and went to bed. My mom woke me up.
Oh.
She said, you thought I was playing. Whoever just brought you home, call them and tell them to come back and get you.
Wow.
And she put me out. Yep.
18 years old. So had you graduated from high school then?
I finished, that was my 18th birthday, April 19th, 1986. I still had 2 more months of high school.
Wow.
I finished those last 2 months at the house where I was staying at.
Wow.
Down in North Philly, at my man's house with him and his dad and his uncle and his grandmother. Sleeping on the couch. But actually, this is a couch. A love seat.
You're like,
this is a couch. This wasn't. I might have enjoyed this. they might not have been able to get rid of me.
Right.
But you know, sleeping 10 months with your knees up like this was uncomfortable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
So I was out the house for 10 months
Wow.
before my mom let me come back.
So at what point were you raised Jehovah's Witness?
So I was 17.
Okay, and then when did you convert to Muslim?
I took my Shahada when I was 22.
Wow.
22, 23.
Because I know Philadelphia is a big Muslim community.
Yes, extremely big Muslim community.
Okay,
yes.
Wow. So what made you, was that the reason why you were interested in converting to Muslim?
Not even. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was getting money with her brothers, and I was getting money with her cousins, and they were Muslim. So they introduced me to Islam. They introduced me to Islam, and just over the course of time, the more mature I got, the more I resonated with Islam. My life, it was just, granted, Islam is a very disciplined religion, just like being a Jehovah's Witness. However, I believe Islam just came into my life at the right time. Because the things that you shouldn't do as a Jehovah's Witness, you shouldn't do as a Muslim either. You understand me? But I think, and me and my mother had these conversations, you know, later in life that, you know, she wished she would have did a few things differently. But I told her, look, you don't owe no explanations, no excuses, no apologies, because you gave us the best that you had, and what you knew how to do with what you had. But that being said, I think it's important, even when you're teaching your children religion and have them in religion, I think it's still important to still identify with your child as an individual. And don't make it so much about the religion. You can't do this, you can't, because what will happen is that's where the rebellion comes in. Because again, in terms of religion and practices and conduct and codes of behavior, Jehovah's Witnesses and Muslims are similar. Like Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate any holidays. Muslims don't celebrate any holidays. Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in smoking. Muslims don't. Jehovah's Witnesses believe in drinking a little alcohol, though. Muslims don't. You know, so, but in terms of just resonating, Islam started to resonate. I started to resonate with Islam. Islam is what gave me a conscience.
Wow. Oh, yeah, because, I can see that.
That's what happened.
Wow.
That, to sum it all up, Islam is what gave me a conscience. Islam established my conscious awareness of how you treat people, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Although you're not perfect, strive for perfection. You know, be accountable for your actions. You know when you've done right, know when you've done wrong, and always carry pure intentions. Even though that's who I, you know, profess to be as an individual, Islam amplified that for me.
Got you. Okay, that's what's up. At what point in this journey in the streets and doing what you're doing did you end up getting locked up? Because I know at one point you got jammed up a bit.
Quite a few bits. Not a bit, a few bits.
My gosh.
That started at 12.
What?
My mother told me, and we'll get to that in that book, when I was 7, that you're going to learn everything the hard way because you don't listen. So I was hard-headed growing up. And I was 12, on my way from the dentist. And my mother used to always tell me about throwing rocks and playing with fire. So I don't know what my infatuation with rocks and fire was, but I was coming from the dentist one day, and I was by myself walking down Woodland Avenue, and I was throwing the rock in the air, throwing up, catching it, innocent. So I thought, but the higher I threw it and caught it, the higher I threw it again. You know, testing myself. Well, one time the rock got away from me, came down, hit a windshield of a moving car, and it was an off-duty cop, white dude. He jumped out, pissed, gave me the business, threw me against the gate, called the paddy wagon, and they locked me up.
So is paddy wagon a Philly word?
Yes.
Okay, because that's what Mika said in Dreams and Nightmares.
Oh, yeah, the paddy wagon. So the paddy wagon, for those that don't know, is the van. It's the paddy wagon.
I was like,
the paddy wagon.
The paddy wagon.
The paddy wagon is the police, the actual van that they put you in the back of.
Okay.
So we call that the paddy wagon.
Wow.
And so they put me in the paddy wagon and took me to the precinct. And I never forget, my mother was getting ready to go to one of her meetings.
For
she
was
on her way to get. When they called her,
came between the meetings. Now you know you in trouble.
Listen, she didn't come. There is no coming in between of the meetings. She told him I have something to do. I'll be there afterwards.
Look after her.
She left me there until she went to the kingdom.
12 years old.
Yeah, she left me there until after her meeting. When she came, she didn't let him open the door. She didn't let him open the gate. I was in the cell.
Oh my
and she did not let him open the cell immediately. She stood on the other side of the cell and she said, what I tell you about throwing rocks?
I knew you had to say that because every mama, what I tell you?
What I tell you about throwing rocks? Like she didn't care that I was locked up. She didn't, like my mother.
Okay?
And that's why I'm the way I am to this day. People don't really understand the meaning of standing on business.
Yeah.
Like that's just a cool new word for a lot of people. I stand on the business that I stand on because that's how my mother was.
Wow.
If my mother said don't leave this house and you go outside and get hit by a car and get your leg broke by a drunk driver,
What did I
she gonna be mad at the drunk driver later.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about him. What he get for being drunk? Oh, okay, well, y'all handle that.
Yeah.
You, what did I tell you before I left this house?
Don't leave this house. Wow.
If you didn't go outside, your leg wouldn't be broke. I don't care about that man being drunk.
Yeah.
I care about you not doing what I told you to do. Every action has a reaction when you don't listen.
That's real.
And I learned that the hard way.
Wow.
And that was the beginning of me going to prison because I had so I switched infatuations. I went from rocks and fire to guns.
Oh, wow.
And I had a thing for guns. Well, I take that back because before rocks and fire, guns was my first love. But at 5, when my mother became a Jehovah's Witness, I used to have this gun set. I had the pants, the chaps that go over your pants. I had some green ones. I had a vest, a hat, and 2 6-shooters. That was my everyday outfit after I came home from kindergarten.
Wow. Oh.
So I come home one day, ready to suit up.
Yeah.
My materials is nowhere to be found.
5 years old. Where is my...
Yeah, maybe it's... So my mother, so I inquired, about my items.
Yeah.
She told me it's in the trash.
What you mean it's in the trash, mama?
Right. What do you mean, in the trash?
Yeah.
Why? She says, Jehovah don't like guns. First of all, who is Jehovah? That's the first thing. Second thing, what does he have against my guns and my outfit?
Right.
What do you mean it's in the trash? So I go and get it out the trash. She puts it back in the trash, and this is my introduction. That's probably why I didn't like being a Jehovah's Witness, because it didn't start right.
Right.
We got off to a bad start.
Right. Took my guns away.
Took my guns. I'm talking about the whole 9.
Oh
Put the whole situation in the trash.
Yeah.
Because she done went off and started studying the Bible with I never forget Sister Jordan. As y'all can see, I got a very good memory about my past.
You do.
Sister Jordan then roped my mom into this new belief, and it's affecting me tremendously.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Wasn't feeling it. Yeah, so we got off to a bad start.
Yeah.
And so fast forward, I when I was this is probably 91. 91 is when I reconvened with the guns.
Yeah.
But they was real ones this time.
Yeah.
And I was getting caught. And it was the craziest thing because I was unlucky with them, but I just kept carrying them. So I got locked up with a gun, going to court. While I'm out on bail, going to court for that gun, I get locked up with another one. So now I'm going to court for 2 guns. Then I get locked up with a 3rd one. Now I'm going to court for 3 guns at one time. 3 open gun cases. I had a really good lawyer though, Gerald Stein and Fred Perry. They was able to get the gun charges all consolidated to one charge, and I got probation.
Okay.
Cool. Got probation. That was in 91, 92, right? Fast forward to 96. I get locked up again with another gun, but this time I'm in Jersey. Now I had done the Philly probation and all of that, but I got locked up in Jersey, in Camden. And when they saw my jacket from Pennsylvania, they ain't play with me. They gave me 3 years off the rip. They was like, you're not even ready to come over. Philadelphia gave you probation and you had 3 guns. Now we're not even ready to start playing with you.
Yeah.
So they gave me, Jersey gave me 3 years and I went to prison.
Wow. What was that like?
Awful.
Oh my gosh. Because we see it on TV, but
awful.
We don't know what it's like to really be in there.
Nah, you know what it is, and what I learned quickly that it's not necessarily the amount of time that you do. It's the conditions that you have to succumb to.
Yeah.
And be faced with and deal with. So, they gave me 3 years, but I did 14 months in, 16 months on intense supervised parole, and, finished it all. But the conditions, like being in 14 months, being in 6 different facilities.
Wow.
From this place to that place, and then falling under a federal investigation, then being you can't be in. I was in a minimum security camp. You can't be in a minimum security facility if you have an open investigation. So they have to take you out of there and take me to the main prison. The main prison, which was East Jersey State Prison System at Rawway, was the control center for all the smaller camps and other jails in the surrounding area. But because I wasn't sentenced to that jail, they didn't have nowhere to house me, so they had to put me in the hole.
What?
So I'm in the hole for 2 months.
Ooh.
I'm in the hole for 2 months while the feds do this investigation. You know, so it's like, it's just the conditions, you know, what I had to endure in those 14
That's
months
over a year.
was enough.
Yeah.
It was enough to make me know, like, this just ain't it, not for me. You know, and again, you know, it's hard to break old habits. So when I did come home from prison, eventually at some point in time, you know, jump back outside again. Right when you met me is really when I came off the tail end, because it just, you met me in 07. So January 06, January 06, I got locked up. I got caught in the middle of we was under surveillance, didn't know it, got caught in the middle of a, you know, transaction. And what wound up happening is the cops never came to court. They took money from me. They took money, but they stole some. They didn't put all the money on the property receipt. So the money that they stole, they didn't record it on the property. And then they never came to court. So I ended up beating that case, and that was 2006. That was my last time in handcuffs.
Wow. And you have not looked back since?
No. Because I would have really been disappointed in myself had I went to prison for that, because I would have did a significant amount of time. One. Two, would have been like, damn, like, you know you don't like jail.
Yeah. Right. Why do you keep doing this? Right.
Like, you know you don't like this.
Yeah.
You know you don't like jail. So like, why is you playing?
Yeah.
So, you know, I just decided that I was just going, you know, do what it took, but do other things that it took. Like, I just wasn't gonna keep playing with these people, man.
At all.
Because they will give you 1,000 years.
Yeah, no, with no, and not blink an eye.
Yeah, they will. I was talking to Wallow the other day. Me and Wallow was talking, and you know, we was talking about the youngins, and it's like I told Lo, like, we got to remind them that Wallow didn't do the last 20 years.
Right.
They still got another 20 tucked away. If you need 20, they got 20 for you. Wallow didn't do the last 20 years in prison system.
Right.
They got 20 for you. They got 20 for you. You need 20, they got 20 for you.
Right.
Yeah, they got some 20s to go around.
They do, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't mind giving them to you with a ribbon on it.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Being that you've been incarcerated, do you do anything with people that, like, youth that are locked up, or?
Yeah. The most recent was it August? My last prison. No, actually, no. My most recent was in Quincy, Florida, right outside of Tallahassee. I went to the county jail there, where a lot of guys, some guys are doing county time, but a lot of guys had violent crimes, and they were waiting to be sentenced to be sent upstate.
Yeah.
And that was an extremely, extremely good visit. In the sense of, I was able to resonate with the guys, you know, despite their circumstances, and the administration really liked the visit, because I just have a way with interaction, and I have a way with words, and I have a way with communicating with people to make everybody feel like they matter despite the circumstances.
Yeah.
And one of the women who were there, and when she spoke to me afterwards, she said, you know, a lot of people have come through these doors, but I've never seen anybody hold their attention like that. And, you know, and I was told that back in 2017 when I went to a youth facility in St. Louis. It was like, yo, you really are good at this. Like, you really know how to keep their attention and talk, because it's because I'm not stuffy. I'm not preachy. You know, I might go in there dressed just like this with shoes untied, you know, because I just want to be relatable but effective.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to and not at.
Right.
So when I go to these, like even when I was in Quincy, they had me do a community event after I left the prison. And, you know, one of the most illest things that ever happened since I've been speaking is a 9-year-old girl came up to me after we was finished and she cried in my arm, 9, and said, everything you said to me, everything you said today changed my whole life. I'm like,
wow.
9? You don't even have a whole life yet.
Right, right.
You got a 9-year-old life.
Imagine what she's been through.
That's what resonated with me so much. Imagine what this girl has gone through to be 9 years old and cry and tell me that what I said changed her life.
Yeah.
So those are the things that's important to me. So yes, I do go to these facilities from youth to adults, from elementary schools to universities. I've spoken to second graders, and I've spoken at Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
Morehouse twice. You know, I've you know, that's my range.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. So the world knows you as Shabazz the OG.
Right.
You have taken your social media platform to spread positivity. You talk about current events and give your opinion on them. What brought that about, and at what moment did you realize, hey, I've got a following, I have a voice as well?
Back to our good friend Meek Mill.
Shout out, Robert.
You know what I'm saying? Mr. Williams. You dig? Yeah, Meek was the first person to repost one of my videos.
Wow.
Meek is
what's up, Meek?
Meek is my first repost. He it was May, I'll never forget, it was May 2016. And the video was about male groupies. And, you know, when we started to witness this new phenomenon of the guys wanting to be in the pictures in the VIP section more than the girls.
Pushing them off the couch. Move.
That's what the video was.
Yeah.
The video was about y'all are coming in the VIP section, pushing the girls out the way so y'all can sneak selfies and stand next to rappers and ball players. And I said, I remember it was like the cha-cha. We need y'all to move to the left. Slide to the right.
So we get
you know
this
what I mean?
selfie.
And let these girls get in here in this VIP section, man. Get out the way.
Right.
So at that time, what I was doing and the way I was doing it was different and refreshing, because it was like, it was coming from a street dude and it was being delivered exactly the way it was happening.
Yes.
So Meek was the first person to repost. And he reposted a few more times. And then my man Mike Gardner, I think he reached out to Baller Alert. Shout out to my homie Robin. And
yes, we love you, Robin Lion.
I think he reached out to Baller Alert for them to repost something that he resonated with, and it just kept catching.
It did.
It just kept catching. But what happened is, in terms of the place of responsibility and progressiveness, I started to realize that it was a place of advice and to be responsible. In the beginning, it was like I was standing on the corner of 52nd and Parkside. That's how my mouth was.
Right.
But then I started getting women in my DM asking advice, men about their relationships. And I remember a 17-year-old kid from Illinois reached out to me in my DM and said that he didn't have a big brother, he didn't have a dad, but he watches my Instagram every day. And all the advice that he can get, he gets it from me.
Wow.
And that's when it started to change. And then one day, I called Q. I called Q and I was like, yo, I think I found my purpose. He said, what you mean? I said, dog, this Instagram thing, I said, it's feeling different.
Yeah.
I said, too many people reaching out to me, telling me what I'm doing means something to them. I said, I said, this ain't no gimmick. I'm on to something.
Yeah.
And he was like, Baz, he said, do you understand how powerful what you just said is? And you know me, no, I don't know.
Right.
What's the power in that? I'm just telling you what I'm noticing. And he said, no, Baz, people go their whole life and don't discover their purpose and why they're here.
Seriously.
Like, a lot of people don't know what they're here for. And I'm like, okay. It didn't sink in then. But as time went on, and the more people who reached out, the more people who asked for advice, the more people who saw me in the street, saw me in the airport, can I take a I'm like, wait a minute now.
Right.
What's going on around here with this Instagram?
With this Instagram.
I'm getting treated like a rapper outside. You know, but it just goes to show the power of technology.
Absolutely.
Because there's people as far as Nigeria, England.
Yeah.
There's people everywhere that follow my page and they DM me. And see, the thing about it is, I DM everybody back.
Oh, that's good. You talk to everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Like, they know I respond to every DM. Like, that's my job.
That's what's up, right?
I'm a DM
here for
responder.
The people. Right.
Yeah, what do you do for I respond to DMs? You know, I respond to DMs.
Yes.
And so it continued. And the more it went that way, the more I realized I could still be me.
Yep.
I could still be raw. I could still be uncut, but I don't have to be abrasive. I don't have to be vulgar. I don't have to use, profanity in the sense of, just vulgar and vile words.
Yeah.
I had to learn that part, but I'm glad I learned it myself. No one ever had to say to me, hey, you're dope, but why don't you tone it down a little?
Right.
I discovered that on my own.
That's good.
I trained myself to say, like, nah, stop using the N word so much. Definitely kind of abandoned the B word. Like, that's really not. That's
yeah,
really
let
not
that go.
That's really not a good one.
Right.
You kind of just leave that one to the side.
Right. Yeah, just let that
go.
So
So it's
slide to the left.
To the right. You know what I mean? And then Instagram Live. I went live every single day at 8:00.
I remember that. Yeah.
For about 3 years. Every night.
Yeah.
It was like a TV show.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? So, so these are the things that, that brought us to where we are now.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm shadow banned because I talk too real.
You're like, all right now, you live too much.
Hey, ho, now he's leading the people a little too much now.
Right. Yeah.
He's a little too influential.
Right.
And unfortunately, that's where we are now. Like, the more positive you are, the kind of less you're being seen, depending on, what your algorithm is looking like.
Dinorah, it's the algorithm.
It's the algorithm. The algo, no rhythm. They're giving you no rhythm.
No rhythm at all.
They don't want you to have no rhythm now.
Yeah,
but I'm past, I'm beyond how many followers. I'm beyond, a blue check.
Yeah.
Because it's too late. The people know now.
They do know.
The people know. I'm outside. I'm on platforms. I'm on couches. I'm being guest, making guest appearances, and so the word is out. They're a day late and a dollar short.
They too late. Yeah.
I've been at 208,000 followers for 8 months.
Oh wow, you are lying.
Dead serious.
Oh, that's the algorithm.
I've been at no lie. I've been at 208,000 followers since August. So what's August from August to now? However many months that is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my followers have not moved.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
But hey, again, waited too late. I'm here now.
Yeah, you're here now.
I'm here with sis.
Right.
You know what I mean? We'll get a few off of this, I'm sure.
Yes, you will, because my people, they definitely support. So I want to talk about something a little personal. How you've helped me through my journey, because everybody.
Drum roll, please. Getting to the real thing now. Speed dial.
Speed dial. Listen, you say so many people DM you for advice and relationship advice.
Yes.
Since I have known you and we've grown close, you are the one that I call.
To this day.
About anything. And you always pick
anything.
Up anything.
It's two people. You and Lonnie.
Yeah, yes.
You and Lonnie. I have to remind y'all, I am me. I'm brother. Yeah. I don't want to know everything. Stop talking to me like I'm one of the girls. Like, goodness gracious. Spare me something. I get it all. Like, but yeah, carry on.
Carry on. Okay, so there has been times where I have been like angry and I can call you and you'll either talk me off a ledge or be like, what I need to do. Like,
yeah,
you're like
only two solutions, and that's What do I need to do, or how can I reroute your emotions right now?
Exactly. And I love you for that. So lastly, I want to talk about your book, Flip Your Life.
Yeah.
I'm so
Had
proud
to
of
do
you.
that.
You had to do that.
The
Tell me
book
about
and
it.
the flip.
Well,
Had to
I'm
do the
so
book
happy you
and
did
the
the flip
flip.
for real and then did the book. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I didn't flip, the book couldn't have came.
Yeah, exactly. What prompted you to say, hey, I need to write a book?
Believe it or not, the book idea started when I was locked up.
Wow.
So the book idea started in 1998.
Wow.
In jail, bored, prison actually. In prison, bored. I took the yellow notepad, started writing. That got old quick.
Yeah.
Didn't complete it. Moved on to something else. Fast forward to 2017, 18, the idea revisited me because I felt like now it's time. I got a lot under my belt now. I've done a lot, seen a lot, been through a lot, and now there's a story to tell.
Yeah.
If I would have did it in 98, it would have been a bunch of glorified street shit. And I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Which is what I did not do. So what I did, the foundation of the book is based on what my mother said about being hard-headed.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn everything the hard way because you don't listen. So the book is compiled of situations and the outcomes of me not listening.
Yeah.
From her to me not listening to my friends that told me stop carrying those guns.
Yeah.
The book came at a time where I felt like I had enough experience. And the social media was really bubbling and starting to really bubble. But I realized that a lot of people didn't know where I came from.
Wow.
They were like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, he just fell out the sky with all this game. He talking right, but who is he?
Who is he?
And why do all these celebrities know him? He's not a rapper.
Right.
He's not a singer. We don't know him, but we don't know him, but it seemed like everybody else know him. What are we missing?
Right, exactly.
So what I did with the book again is a compilation of my experiences from not listening to some of the things that I talk about on social media, how to interact with the police, the importance of duality with co-parenting and being respectful even when the relationship is over, and accepting that your child's father or your child's mother has someone new in their life that's going to be around your child, and how you should conduct yourself. Like, all of that's in the book. So it gave people a bird's eye view of, okay, this is who he is. This is where he comes from. And this is why what he says resonates so much, because it's really authentic.
Right.
He didn't Google this stuff he be telling us.
He went through this stuff.
He really lived this.
I love that. I love that. Make sure you guys get the book.
Please.
Please get the book.
Please. Because y'all know I'll go back in them streets.
Right.
No, I won't.
We don't want that.
No, I won't. But I do want y'all to get that book, though.
Yes, get the
Help
book.
pay these bills.
I know that's right. Brother, I appreciate you.
No,
I
for
do.
sure. I mean,
appreciate
this
you
was,
coming.
I'm happy about this.
Me too.
Not just me being here. I'm just happy about this.
Oh, thank you.
This
Thank you.
is so cool, man.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is super cool.
Thank you. Right now, we're going to do my favorite part of the show. It's called Positive Outcomes, where the listeners write in and we give them advice. So I'm going to read a letter from one of our listeners, and I'm going to let you give advice. Because
Oh,
you
wow.
give the best
I like
advice.
that.
It says, "Hi, Crystal. I wasn't raised in the church the same way I hear others speak about their experiences. Even still, I always knew God, and most of my life, I've only had God to depend on. In my younger years, God was all I needed. But as I grow older, I feel like my faith is decreasing in ways that I've never struggled before. I'm 25 years old, and I've been on my own since the age of 17. God continues to sustain me and provide for me, but I'm lacking some key pieces: loving parents, a community, a college education, financial literacy, etc. Last year, I was blessed with most of my prayers being answered while losing everything I already had. Starting over was a very humbling experience. I expected 25 to be a great year, if not my best year, and I often wonder if it was something I did that caused this on me. I love God with all my heart, and it breaks my heart that I feel this way. However, I know God has me because only He can sustain a person that lacks all these things, and considering my upbringing, I'm doing well for myself. How do you find the hustle within your pain? What does the balance between knowing you're blessed but also suffering look like? I look at you and I'm inspired because I know it's not easy. I need to get back on my feet, and I truly believe that I need to work harder and release myself from the victim mindset. But I just don't know how or where to start. Please help. Okay. Let's see.
You know what I notice when a lot of people ask for advice, and this young lady included? A lot of people don't realize they answer their own question.
That's crazy. Tyler said the same thing when he was like, read it back. And he was like, she answered her own question in the question.
Oh, wow.
No, that's, yeah.
See, TP, so what that means is, you know, me and you need to get together, have an executive sit down, because that means we think alike, which means I should be on that type of paper wave that you on. You know, my money running low, so we'll talk soon, P.
You are stupid.
But no, she answered her own question because she has the faith. She has the faith. She understands who's in control. She understands. She has that understanding.
Yeah.
What she has to do is stay acclimated to the patience and the belief of what she knows to be true, right? Meaning, she believes in God. She knows that God is in control.
Yeah.
So she has to be patient. But what I like to tell people, be patient, but be patient in motion. Don't be patient and stagnant. Don't be patient and still. Be patient, but still have movement.
Yeah.
Because what she's going through is, in my opinion, she's not looking inside herself and being okay with what her success may be. I tell people, don't reject your reality chasing what may be someone else's fantasy. A lot of people look at other people's lives and they minimize their own.
Yeah.
She said she named a couple of different spots in there where she's blessed.
Yeah. Every answered prayer.
So sometimes, and this is very important for people to understand, Face, sometimes our success is we are able to pay the bills. We did wake up today. We're not running from bill collectors.
Yeah.
We are in good health. Our family structure is okay.
Yeah.
Now, I understand there were spots where she wished she had a better relationship.
Yeah, loving parents.
You know,
like her
loving parents.
Community, yeah.
And a community. But she has to understand those are people.
Come on now.
Parents are people. And sometimes, you know, blood makes you related. Loyalty makes you family.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes people have these issues, you know, with their parents, with their siblings. And I would never tell anybody to sever ties with kith and kin. However, I will say that when people, whether you are family members or not, when they make your life difficult, you have a right to not intertwine yourself in negativity. So whatever you have to do to preserve yourself, especially when it comes to parents, respectfully, you still have a duty to be respectful, even if you have the worst parents in the world, and if you have to respect them by staying away from them, do that. But what I believe this young lady should do is identify all her pluses. Let's put our minuses to the side. Look at all your pluses. Compare them to your minuses. I guarantee you the minuses will be something that somebody else has that she thinks she should have.
Always. 9 times out of 10 it is. 9
times out of 10, the minus is I don't have this over there and I think I should.
Right.
Meanwhile, I could find a multitude of people. You can take her life exactly as it is right now and they'll think they living like the Princess of Wales.
No. It's so crazy because A lot, like you can. My mom used to always tell me, it's somebody out there that is doing much. You think you're having a bad day, honey? Somebody wishes.
Let me say this, and I'm gonna sit up a little bit because this is very important. It's like what you just said. There's somebody else that's going through much more. But here's what a lot of people will do, Face. Shabazz, that's easy for you. You live in Miami in a penthouse and you drive this and you, Crystal, that's easy for you to say. You did this and you got that and you on TV. This is what people forget. They forget what they don't know. They don't know Shabazz lived in a crack house for 10 months.
Wow.
They don't know Shabazz lived in another crack house after that and used to wake up smacking roaches off his face. They don't know what you went through in order for this to become your blessing.
They don't.
You understand me? So people will think it's easy for us to be encouraging. It's easy for us to say we got faith. No, we are encouraging and we have faith because our lives are testaments of what being faithful brings. Because I know mine is.
Yeah.
That's why I stick with what I do. This is why I stick to speaking engagements. This is why I stick to motivation, because that's my job. I don't know where the money coming from sometime, y'all. I don't have a salary.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Same. Yeah.
You know, I don't have a salary. I don't know, you know, if I'm gonna make 100,000 this year or if I'm gonna make 50. But what I do know is or what I believe.
Yeah.
What I do believe is that as long as I do what I'm doing, I'll continue to receive what I've been receiving. So I stay the course. This young lady, she has to figure out, again, going back to purpose. Are you operating within your purpose? So take your pluses, sweetheart, and put your pluses on the table.
Yeah.
Sit your minuses aside. Because if you concentrate on what you're good at and what you're blessed at, that'll get so much attention that what you don't have won't even matter because you'll be fulfilled over here.
Yeah. That's real. I love that.
She's looking for fulfillment.
She is. Yeah.
But she should concentrate on what's going right.
Yeah.
Because the things that's going wrong are maybe not necessarily wrong. It may not be meant.
Ooh, that was the word. I like that.
Yeah, it might not be meant.
That's good. Thank you. Good. I don't have nothing to add to that. That was good.
You passed the Baz on her one time.
That's the best. All right, we're gonna do what I'm going through and what I'm growing through.
Okay.
And right now in life, I am. There's so much going on. I have a lot on my plate right now. So juggling things, managing my anxiety. I was talking to Dinorah today about she's in a season of surrender, and I need to surrender some things myself and completely let it go and pray on some things. But right now I am trying to manage everything and manage this anxiety because it wasn't until last year that I realized I even had anxiety. But just keeping that under control and understanding that I have everything I need, I lack nothing, and just letting God take it, because a lot of times we put more on ourselves than we have to, and I'm very guilty of that.
Yes.
What about you?
Shockingly, the same thing.
Really?
I just never had an attack. But I worry.
Yeah.
I be anxious. Because sometimes you just don't know. Yeah. You're unsure.
All right, lastly, we're going to do Keep It Blank, Sweetie. And for this episode, I'm going to say, keep it 100, sweetie. Keep it 100.
Keep it accountable, sweetie.
Come on now.
Yeah, keep it accountable.
I love it.
Yeah.
Everybody, my big brother Shabazz, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Faith.
Thank you.
This was a jewel and a gem and a box of jewelry.
I love it.
I love this. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to write into our positive outcome listener letter, write into keepitpositivesweetie@gmail.com, and that's sweetie with an IE. You can follow me on all platforms at Love Crystal Renee, and that's LUV Crystal Renee. Shabazz, tell the people where they can find you.
Ooh, I almost said something I ain't got no business saying.
Don't do that.
You can find me at Shabazz the OG,
Yes, sir.
ShabazzTheOG on Instagram. I'm not really on a lot of other social platforms. However, I do have a podcast named after the book Flip Your Life.
Yes.
And you can subscribe to that at tmtdigitalnetwork.com.
I love it. All right, make sure you guys tap in with him. In the meantime, in between time, you know what to do. Keep it positive, sweetie. Love y'all.